Here we are where we left off with exporting to Unreal Engine. So let me open this scene again, the saved scene, so we can start from the same setup that we started with the Unreal Engine export pipeline. And it's opening the scene like so. And now what we did in the Unreal version, we're going to do in this Unity version too. So we want some individual meshes to be exported instead of exporting this whole scene as one mesh. So first we'll disable the rocks and we disable the grasses, and then we change the trunk count to singular trunk and make it grow from the center of the scene. And this is the one that we are going to export to Unity. But since Unity requires a little bit less denser poly counts than this one, and we now have like 700,000 vertices, which is a little bit too much for a singular mesh. So let's look at the lot settings. We increase the lot count to 3, and for the lot 1 we're gonna have a 50% of reduction, and for the lot 2, the detail level 2, we're gonna have a 80% reduction. Like so. And then we're gonna export this one. Let's export it to, and we change the export settings to Unity, and we do want to have export lots and generate billboards. Let's export it. Now let me show you something if we really want to optimize this for Unity to reduce the poly count drastically. First thing we would do is we would get rid of this mesh node. The second thing we would do, we'd remake the leaves entirely. So let's add leaves to the twigs again, and we go to the leaf material, assign it to selection, we go to leaf maker, we choose this single branch texture, and we'll use the rectangle tool to draw a single polygon. Set the pivot here, and we need to delete the second shape there. And we make this cutout, and we make the leaves much bigger, and so we have a quite full tree already, and we are having less than 10% of the poly count that we had earlier. Well, this was an insert, and we continue with our higher poly mesh. Now that's exported. We also want to have need to download from the extra section the Unity importer, like this. Then I already have this Unity project set up. This is just a basic built-in render pipeline 3D default template that I created. But with this template we are gonna need a few things enabled, and we can go to the documentation and look at the Unity import Unity section here. And here we have all the needed information. So we need to go to the package manager and install by name. So let me copy this one, go to the Unity project, open the package manager, add plus sign and install from by name. Let's paste it there and let's install. And we'll wait out the install process. And now when that has finished, we bring up the documentation page again, and we have another thing to add, the Newtonsoft JSONs. And we repeat the adding package by name, paste the Newtonsoft here, and we wait the install to run out. And now that has finished, so we bring up the Explorer here to see the files that we downloaded earlier. So we'll extract the Unity files. Oops, that's the project. But here's the Unity importer, and here's the Unity importer files we need to copy to the Unity project assets folder here. Let me paste it here, as so. So when we go back to the Unity project, it will compile those shaders and scripts. And that will show us some errors because that folder also includes the HD and URP shader versions, but we are using only the built-in version. So let's forget about that for now, and we close this window, and we go to tree generator and import tree GLTF, and we choose the built-in pipeline. And how does this work? Well, this works so that you first need to copy the GLTF that we created by exporting to the Unity project as well. So I will paste it here in the tree generator project folder, and it will import it as any Unity asset. And then we just click process selected file. Now if we go to the trees folder that we set here in the import folder section, we see the original GLTF file is moved here in the GLTF folder. We have material folder, we have mesh folder, we have prefab folder, and we have textures folder. So let's add some 3D lore so we can test our tree on it. Let's enable the game so we can see the wind in action. And we should also have the LODs working. It looks a little bit dark. Maybe we want to edit some of the materials. Let's try to edit the basic park material. Let's up the color by, let's say, 3. 5. Yeah, that's better. Let's do the same for the rest of them. And we are finished. I'd say that was pretty easy. See you in the next one.